As you can see, I am deep inside enemy territory here, and it looks like the enemy is winning. Oh, oh, no. You guys know that I would pop back in once in a while and let you see how dvorak is doing. If everything's going okay or not. Come on, get up here. No? But we are doing fine. As you can see, dvorak, it figures he's been calm for the last 40 minutes or 45 minutes while I've been out here with him, and now now he wants to act like a butt. So it looks like the enemy is attacking. You're fine. You are fine. Welcome to those of you that are joining us this evening. Okay, dvorak, my God, boy. Again, I just wanted to jump on and let you guys see dvorak for a little bit. If you're familiar with the channel, if you are not, welcome. Although the channel isn't really active anymore, we are Downtown Devo, and this is dvorak. He is a 20-month-old, ouch, he's a 20-month-old pup. He is a Eurasian gray wolf. Buddy, really? Really? Oh, here's a good view. A good view of them chompers. Get you a view of them puppy chompers. Yeah, those are puppy teeth. Hey, Onyx, how you doing? As you can see, the title is made well for today because dvorak is in the mood to romp and play and chew on my hand. I think he wants to eat it. Yeah, sure. So we are deep inside enemy lines today, out in the killing fields. Woo! Yeah, you've been fine for the last 45 minutes and now you want to eat me to death. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. This is what you get. This is what you get owning a wolf. Come on, get up here. Come on, you've been getting up here all morning. There we go. Good boy. Rah, 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 rah. And no, this is not hurting him or being mean. This is how they play with each other. They are very rough when they play. I know I've told you guys that before. If you've been on the channel before, he asks me to play extremely rough. Let's see, look, he's like, come on, keep doing it. They love to play rough. This is kind of their play language. It is not for the weak at heart. When they play to play, and they go full bore. Well, yeah, you almost fell on your head, didn't you? Hey, Scythe. Doing all right. It is, I'll go ahead and let you guys know. It is just me and dvorak here in the killing fields for the time being. This is Downtown Devo, has moved to another state for a job opportunity, so I'm here alone dealing with this monger. But it is what it is. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices in life, and unfortunately, I guess this was one of them. And we'll see how that turns out, but oh, ow, it turned. They understand like the difference between like your muscle and your skin, and he loves to just use his incisors or the front teeth, right? Like right across the front of his nose there, under his nose. They love to just nip and yank your skin. He thinks it's funny. A mountain bike, nah. Definitely don't need a mountain bike. I've got this bad boy to keep me active. Anyway, welcome. Appreciate you guys stopping by and spending some time with us. Love to see people hanging out and spending some quality time. As always, guys, I know that I just hop on for a little bit, maybe 20 or 30 minutes, let you guys see dvorak and kind of just reconnect a little bit. But as always, as we used to do, feel free to take the time to ask me any questions you might have, or anything you want to chit chat or specifically know about these animals or Dvorak himself. Zephyr, hey, feel free to ask. Oh, you gonna calm down now? You got some water and you're good to go? Is that all it was? You just needed some water? Huh? Look this way. Get the sun in your eyes. Come here. Not very often we get the sun right in your eyes. It's kind of hard to catch with get the camera just right in his face. Dvorak. There we go. There's those golden eyes. There's those pretty eyes that everybody has trouble seeing. Oh, no, I got the phone right in front of him. It's really hard because his eyes are a darker amber. Dvorak is a wolf. He is a 20-month-old Eurasian wolf. He is a hybrid. He is a high content animal, so he is mostly wolf. In fact, I'm getting ready probably in the next 4 or 5 months to have him retested. Typically, as the technology advances in testing the biology or the DNA of wolf lineage in animals, over the years, as that increases or gets better, typically their content levels will increase, as was with his parents when they were tested as pups, and then 2 or so years later tested again. Their percentages went up probably by about I think it was like 12%, 14%, something like that. They went up a good bit. So and based on the math that you can do, that gives you a really good idea of where their percentage of content should be. Dvorak should be right about 90%. So I anticipate his content level increasing when I do have him tested again. And I'll probably continue to have him tested probably every 2 years or so, just to see where he actually finally kind of settles out at. But this is your typical example of a Eurasian gray wolf. They are slightly smaller than the North American wolf. So if you're wondering why he's not monstrous, one, he is not done growing yet. They will not stop growing until they are around the age of 2. But he is getting bigger. He is putting on some weight. You can see his winter coat is not quite fully there yet, but getting there. So his winter coat's coming in. He's about mid-thigh on me, and I'm like 5'9", so he's a pretty big boy. The camera doesn't do too much of a justice on showing his size, but he is a pretty big boy. Like your standard kitchen table size, 30, 31 inches or so. Like he can just rest his head right on it without having to, pop over it or hop up on it. So even though the camera doesn't do a great job of showing it, he is a big boy. And I would venture he's probably around 95 pounds, 90 pounds, something like that right now. So he is starting to pack on some weight as winter comes. And of course, as he still grows some. Doing good, Riley. How are you? I don't know what he hears, but he hears something. There's a off back on the other side of the property, way back over there. There's a neighbor that has they have some type of dog and some chickens and some other stuff. He was always looking over there a lot. He probably hears them moving around outside. And then of course there's like the turkey like to come from that crest of mountain over here, or that ridge, and they like to go through the woods back here and kind of work their way this way. I don't know where they go after that. The deer, they come from a property way over this way, and they kind of make their way across the front yard, and then either down the street or into my property here, and then there's a path that goes out to our septic field, way out in the woods. And they'll use those paths or use it as an area to graze, and then because they feel safe because they're surrounded by the trees, and then they'll come down through the property and make their way around. So there's constantly animals coming through here. There's fox. I think dvorak has a fox friend I constantly catch on the camera at the end of the driveway at night. So I don't know if they mess with each other through the fence or not, but he has a fox friend because they keep showing up here around, I don't know, midnight to 2 a.m. And then definitely, you know, all the other animals that are out here. So yeah, my day's going well. Thanks for asking. I'm doing all right. How do we come up with the name for dvorak? It's a good question, Riley. So, back a year or so ago, I was in the hospital for a routine procedure, and I had to have anesthesia. They had to put me to sleep for it, and this was actually the day that I had the appointment that morning, and then when I got done with the appointment, we were actually on our way to go pick up dvorak down in Kentucky. So we had a 9-hour drive down there right after I got done with that appointment. And so I was talking to the nurse about him that was caring for me. We were going over all kinds of stuff, like what we were going to name him, and kind of going back and forth with ideas that I had, and she was trying to come up with some things. And I think she was into music, and she kind of started coming up with something that was similarly close, and she was aware of the Czech composer whose name is Dvorak. He is a early 19th century Czech composer, so he's a Czechoslovakian composer, and his name again was Dvorak. So we played around with it some, and on the drive down there I tossed it around some and thought of some different ways I could maybe use that name, twist it, and come up with something a little more simple, although that would have been neat, I guess, to use his exact name. But I decided Dvorak was the best interpretation of that name. So we went with that, and it's stuck ever since. It's kind of funny, a little backstory with that. The job my partner just left, she was a property manager. The lady one of the ladies of the properties that she managed at the time, the nurse that was watching me that day was her daughter. So it kind of came full circle because she was talking to the girl's mom about dvorak, and he was like, "Oh, my daughter works there." Like, it just kind of came full circle, and she's like, "That was my daughter that took care." She's like, "So I know who you're talking about because she was telling me about him." So it's just kind of funny, like one of those small world type moments. See you, Riley. Take care. Thank you very much. Yeah, dvorak is see ya. That is one thing that definitely catches a lot of people with dvorak. I had a choice of several pups. I could have gotten a black phase, which are mostly black, and then as they age, they start to phase into a gray, silver color. And then when they're a senior, they should mostly be all cream or white. I had a couple different options of pups I could have chosen. Something just kind of told me to go with dvorak. I'm not really sure what it was, kind of a feeling. So I went with him. I knew that the Eurasian lineage that he had would be a really pretty color. And as he ages and every time he blows his coat, that will change just slightly. But the mix of the brown and the grays and the blacks and the red, because it's hard to really catch on camera, but you can see, like, especially in the sunlight, he's got all kinds of colors. This gray and red and browns and cream. It's just all very pretty colors. So that is one thing that catches a lot of people's eye. That's usually what we get when we're walking with him downtown, is the first thing someone will say is, "Oh my God, he is absolutely gorgeous." And they're right. It's a very unique pattern. Wolves do not have a solid or very unique, like solid, symmetrical type pattern to them. It's very blended. And the typical pattern is what you see with dvorak. Typically from about the midline down is mostly cream and maybe a little red or brown, which is what he has. And then the rest of their coat, their face is, as you can see, typical. This is a typical Eurasian face, red ears, some of that red and browns and blacks and stuff and creams in the face. What? And then those pretty, then they typically, again, they don't have like the very light eyes. Typically with this lineage, they typically have a darker amber like you see here with dvorak. So it is harder to tell that his eyes are more wolfy because they're so dark. You have to just kind of get them in the right lights. It is much easier to see them. Stop! It is much easier to see them in person than it picks up on camera. No, having one wolf is plenty. I do not need more. If I had more space, I mean, and I do, but this property isn't really conducive, at least the way it's laid out at the moment, to make a larger enclosure. I could, but it would be, because it's so hilly and not flat, I either have to bring lots of dirt in places and fill it in and make sure the foundation is solid and, you know, like all kinds of stuff to get it to be like a solid single size fence, or I'd end up having to do a lot of different size fencing along each fence line to get it all to the proper height. And then I'd have to clear a lot of trees because there is a lot of pine out here. For those of you that aren't familiar with at least the pine that typically grow up in the higher elevations in the mountains, they fall out of the ground very easily. Their root systems, and most pine do anyway, but especially these pine up here, it does not take a whole lot to push them over. So that would require clearing a lot of trees, and that's frankly not what I want. So if I had the help and a big, large, flat space, several acres that I could make a really large enclosure, and more time, and so on and so forth, I may consider it at that point. But no, not something I'm considering at this point right now. Having him as a full-time job. I know he does spend a lot of time out here himself. And I know a lot of people always ask me, like, is that okay for him because he doesn't have anybody? He's absolutely fine with it. They're very cat-like. A lot of people don't realize that wolves are more feline-like than they are canine-like. They do enjoy spending time alone or by themselves. He's not a cuddle bug. These aren't animals you curl up on the couch with. He does love to be loved on, but only when he greets you. Other than that, it's mostly play or his own time. A lot of times when he has a snack in the house, he takes that snack, and unless he really wants you to hold it for him, he takes it and goes and runs off and lays down somewhere and enjoys it. They do not mind being by themselves. He knows that I'm here. He knows he can like whine or howl, and he will get my attention, and I will look and see what he needs or come out here and play with him. So although I'm sure he probably gets bored once in a while, he knows that somebody is constantly here. So, and I come out here enough that he doesn't get too bored. He's really good at entertaining himself. He runs around out here sometimes, chases his tail around, just does circles like it's the zoomies for no good reason, just to let off some steam. And these are all just ways he's finding a way to occupy his time. Like I said, I do come out here occasionally, depending on how cold it is, and what I'm doing. I do bring him in the house once in a while. He does come in the house at least once in the evening to get fed. And he'll stay in as long as he tolerates it. It's warmer in the house now, so he does not want to be in there very long. So unfortunately, during the winter, most of that time is spent just feeding him and playing for 15 or 20 minutes, and then he wants to go back outside. But we do spend time together. He doesn't try and, I mean, he digs at stuff once in a while to like, it's probably a little bit of anxiousness. He does do some pacing along the front fence line here like by the house. But it's not very long. It only lasts for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So that's a good indication to me that although he's a little anxious and stressed at that point, he does go and settle and lay down within usually 5 or 10 minutes. And that tells me that he wants some attention, but he understands that he just can't get it right that moment. He calms down. Now, if he were to be out here pacing the fence line back and forth and howling and digging like crazy, trying to get out and under things, that would be a different story. That would tell me that he needs more stimulation. He needs to get out more. He's not doing those things. A little bit of anxiety and him wanting to be somewhere is not a big issue. So he gets plenty of interaction. I've been out here now for, God, like an hour or so with him, hour and a half. I've been out here now with him. And that's kind of why you see he's just walking around, not really paying much attention to me. I gave him some treats, filled his water, played with him, ran around here with him for about 20 minutes because he loves running around and chased. We did that for about 20 or 30 minutes. And then he wanted to chew on me, as you guys saw when we started the stream. And now he's doing what he does any other time he's out here when I look out the window. He's out here just meandering, looking, listening to sounds, chewing on sticks. I catch him sleeping a lot. These animals do sleep mostly during the day. So he's out here just finding things to do, enjoying just having the space and, having his own time. So now he found something in the back he's listening to. And he really doesn't care. He cares that I'm here. Doesn't really care because he's fine being by himself. That makes sense. What do you hear, Baba? What do you hear? Yeah, you hear something? Again, for those of you that maybe haven't seen some of the streams where we've talked about this, as far as these animals hearing, dvorak should be able to hear something in an environment like this where there's thick, dense woods and up in the mountains. He should be able to hear for about 6 miles in these conditions. If he were to get into an open area, somewhere between some valleys or whatever here, some peaks, typically in an open area, they can hear for around 10 miles. So when you talk about an animal that has extremely good hearing, that is well suited for being fine-tuned and listening to something that may be something they need to be defensive of, something that may be coming towards them or their pack. Maybe they're hunting and they're listening for animals while they're stalking them. His hearing is extremely well fine-tuned though. I can put a fork down lightly on the counter inside, which is probably around 90 feet or more, and with the house and the wall and the insulation and all between it, he can be laying back here in the back of the kennel, and that tiny little dink, like just really lightly that I can even barely hear inside, he will spin his head around and be like, oh, someone's in the kitchen. Yeah. We've only had one squirrel get in here. I don't think he tried to intentionally kill it. I watched him out here flipping something around. We talked about this one time. He was out flipping something around that looked furry, and I was like, the hell is that? So I came out here, and it wasn't quite dead yet. I think he was playing with it and stepped on its back, maybe. So he didn't guard it from me. He didn't resource guard it when I came out to see what it was. He actually brought it to me to play with it with him, which makes me believe that it was something new. He wanted to see what it was. He started playing with it. And then that may have turned into, because he did get bit on his, hi, I know I'm talking about you. Yes. Mwah. Thank you for the kisses. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you for chewing on my nose. I love you too. I think that turned into a scary thing for the squirrel because he did get bit on his nose a couple times. He was bleeding some. So at that point, I think he was just kind of pawing or jumping around at the squirrel because it bit him. So I don't think it was something intentional. Because like I said, when I came out here, he was just flipping it around, tossing it, trying to be playful with it. And then when I went to take it from him, he didn't resource guard it at all. It wasn't something he had to keep from me. He actually offered it to me. So that was the biggest thing that made me believe that this wasn't a prey interaction with this squirrel. He doesn't, he will chase the deer. Actually, about a month ago, I walked around the corner and I wasn't paying attention to how good I was holding his leash. I was bringing him back outside, and his leash slipped my hand, and he went running out because he saw a deer as soon as he rounded the corner of the house. So he went running. Actually, he went running right off this way. We were up here, and he came, darted, and chased the deer into the woods. He only went about maybe 60 feet or so into the woods and then stopped and then turned around and came back, which I was surprised. I mean, he's never, when he was a pup for about the first 4 or 5 months, we never put him on a leash, and he never really went very far. So it kind of didn't surprise me that he didn't go anywhere. He wouldn't want to wander far from the pack, so that again didn't surprise me that he didn't really want to go far. He stopped chasing them, because if it had been like a dog would have been gone, like out in the woods, gone. He stopped and came back. So aside from wanting to just chase things that he hasn't had a really close interaction with, I don't really think he has any prey drive. He does chase bugs. That's about it, though. No, it's okay. Like I said, you guys are more than welcome to ask any questions you have, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. I really don't do anything with the channel anymore. I've had a lot of other things that have come up in the recent past that I've been focusing on, and at some point, I probably will take the channel down. I don't know when, but for the time being, I'm leaving it up. So people can see it and get some use out of learning some of the information that we've covered over the last year. So, and then once in a while, I'll hop on here just like this and just kind of chit chat and see what you guys are doing, and see if anybody new has any questions or whatnot. So nothing really structured anymore. Not really doing anything. Just kind of hanging out. What are you looking for, buddy? What are you looking for? Are you looking for something? He said, I want some damn treats. You always want treats. Why do you stand like that, boy? Like, he is so scrunched up right now. Like, he looks so tiny, like, lengthwise when he does that. He always stands like that. Like, stretch out. Be big. Drives me nuts. Sorry if I'm out here just with my phone in my hand like usual, guys. Now, sorry I don't have the gimbal with me. I know it's probably not very smooth, so I apologize for that, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I do it. Like I said, it's, even though I'm not really doing anything with the channel, I figured I can take 20 or 30 minutes of my time and come out here and hang out with you guys for a little bit, and you guys can see dvorak, and you never know. Maybe someone hops on that is interested in these animals and wants to know some stuff, and we can teach them a little something. And it's not too cold out here today. It has been absolutely frigid here lately. Today, I think, was like, God, I want to say the temperature may have been in the upper 30s. I don't know, but it feels warmer than that. There's been a lot of sun, though, today. Like, the sun's been out. There's no clouds. There's no wind, really. So it feels like it's probably 45 degrees out. It's going to get a little colder now that the sun's going down, but it's still not really bad out here. So I figured, I came out and did some stuff outside real quick, and then I was like, you know what? It's Sunday. We're not doing anything. It's actually warm. I'll go hang out with dvorak for a few minutes. And then that kind of turned into, I know you want to go inside. I know. I say, yes, I know. You want to go inside. Yes, I know. But you're not going inside right now. What time is it? It's 4:10, Dvorak. You're not going to eat. God, that's the other thing that kills me. I think now that I'm here by myself and doing this on my own, I've switched his dinner time to a little earlier. And I think he knows that it's coming. So your dinner time is coming. You got a little bit longer to wait. And all you're going to do is go inside, realize that it's too warm, and you're going to ask to go right back out, big baby. That's all he ever does. The minute I get him inside, it's, 70. I think it's like 70 degrees right now. And then at night, by the time he comes in for dinner, I turn the heat up just a little bit. It's on, I think it comes up to like 72 at like 5 or 5:30 or something, 4:30, something like that. Until like midnight, where I turn it down to like, it gets automatically adjusted to like 68. So he'd probably be okay later on. And if I cracked the window, but it just makes it too cold in the house. And yeah, see, like he likes to dig at this one stone to try and get out, and he'll move it. He can easily move it. It's like a 25-pound stone. He can move it. So he's moving it now. He's not even barely trying. There's a good example of how strong he is. He's moving this stone right out the way like it's nothing. Yeah, I know, but he never, see, I'll show you this big. I got a couple of big stones here that are really just kind of decoration, but he drags this big, move it back. He drags these stones out of place. I had them here as a way to keep him from trying to dig under this. Even though he never really dug under it, it was more of just a visual deterrence for him. But now, probably about 1.5 feet out that way, and probably just under where these rocks are, there's now I think it's like 6 inches I made it. There's a 6-inch concrete pad under there. So it's like a 2 foot by, like, well, I don't know, almost basically about as long as the gate is wide. And then, like I said, it comes out to probably about here on this side, and probably about like right there on that side. So even if he moved the rocks, he's not pushing the gate open. You guys have seen before. It's got, a typical gate latch on it. And then I use carabiners to keep them from coming up. So he's not pushing his way out of this. He's not bending it. He's not digging under it. And if he does dig under it, if he did, all he's going to do is get to a concrete pad. And that concrete pad probably weighs 400 or 500 pounds with as much heavy concrete. I stuck high tensile strength concrete in there. So it's really heavy stuff. And he ain't moving that. So he's going to give up long before even trying to dig around that. Would you stop? Knock it off. Yeah, I know you know what you're doing. The only time I told you guys, the only time he chews on the wood out here is when he's trying to be bad, so that I let him out so we can go inside. Hey, because if I walk away from him and stop giving him attention, or go outside the kennel, stop, knock it off, enough. He will stop doing it. It's just a way to get attention. Stop. Come on, knock it off. And unfortunately, you see, he wants to get back to it. Sometimes you got to be a little, not mean, but a little heavy-handed and a little rough to get him to understand that you're standing your ground with him. Come on, enough. And of course, as stubborn as they are, he goes right back to it. Enough. Yeah, I know. See, the hair on his back starting to go up. He's getting excited. His brain's getting excited, I should say. And then if you want to do like an alpha male, you grab them and roll them over like this. Grab their scruff and then roll them. This is called an alpha roll. And you just sit here. It's a show of dominance. You just hold on to that scruff really tight and you don't let them do anything. This is all just a show of dominance. And it might make them mad. Hey, enough. It might make him mad. But he needs to understand that it's not acceptable. Nope. Enough. So he's trying to get to my hand. Just gotta let the brain calm down. Now he's gonna flip around as soon as I let go. Enough. Oh no, see, he popped right up and like stood tall to me, trying to be like, no, I'm the boss. And that's just a behavior. See, now he's going to be, see, now he wants to play. So he understands that I'm the boss. It doesn't mean that he's not going to step up to me though all the time. Because he is a male, and especially this time of year since it's breeding season, male on male dominance is very big right now. This is what he likes to do. These are like his zoomies. I'll usually run around and chase him. And this is what he does. He's just like trotting. He's not even really running. This is what he likes to do. Yeah, forest puppy. That's right. A wolf. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's like scolding a child. Yep, they are exactly like children. This is what he likes to do. We'll do this for 20 or 30 minutes, usually once a day. Thank you. I try to be. And now he's going to use the tree as a dominant shows, and like, I own this. What are you going to do? 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 Yeah, you're going to run. You're going to run. Come on. No, you don't want to jump it? He's been on the jump in the house now a lot. He loves doing this stuff. It's a good way to get him some exercise, and it's bonding for us. Yeah. Yeah. Back to your tree? Huh? You trying to own something out here? You trying to tell me this is mine? Yeah, see, he like put his face all up on the tree. He's like, this is my territory. Oh, now you want to bite me? Now you want to bite me? Of course you do. That's all you want to do. Yeah, I mean, it's no different. I mean, they're canids. You know, they're all canines. And technically, if you want to get really technical about it, I know everyone's like, oh, dogs come from wolves. Yes and no. The actual truth is that they are an ancestor of theirs. So they are not the same type of canid, but they are close enough that a lot of people just say, you know, they kind of came from wolves. But if you really break down, whoo, sorry, I almost knocked the phone out of my hand. If you really break down the DNA, they are actually not the same species of canid. So they may be related, but dogs did not actually come from wolves. Close. They share a lot of, like 98.8% of their DNA is the same. So I'm sure that DNA, that's why they're in dogs, and it's, you know, that's, ow! Yeah! Oh, yeah, that hurts. Yeah, you got my shirt now, but you had my arm, fool. Yeah, well, that's because he's a wolf. Ow! Turd! Yeah, we're gonna do a walk now. And I know you're gonna get mad about that, but we're gonna walk. No, sir. Do you understand me? Enough. 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 Yeah, you can be easy if you want. That's fine. Good boy. If you want to play nicely, that's fine. You can chomp on me nicely. That's okay. Say this, Paul. This is a dominance behavior. He's taking ownership of my hand and telling me that this is mine. I can do what I want with it. See, because he doesn't have to have it there. But there it is again. It's a way to hold me and a way to show dominance. Would you excuse you? Enough. Hey. Enough. Enough. Thank you. Thank you. What was that big noise? Did you hear the big noise? Would you stop chomping on my thumb? Would you stop? Thank you very much. Yeah, I didn't find him. A lot of people are very surprised that people actually breed wolves. So dvorak was bred. So I'm assuming if you're asking, you guys are new. Dvorak is a puppy. He is a 20-month-old Eurasian wolf. He is a subspecies of the gray wolf, so he is a Eurasian gray. So he's a Eurasian gray wolf, if you want to put it all together. And he is a pup. He has just turned 20 months old. The camera, as I've said many times before, especially the way he is standing right now, does not do him any justice. But he is a very big boy. When he stands up on them back legs, it doesn't look like it, but he's as tall as I am, and I'm 5'9". He's probably a good 90 or 95 pounds right now. I imagine they stop growing again, like I said, around 24 months of age. At this point, he's probably done about 90 to 95% of his growing. So, because the Eurasian gray is smaller than what most people are accustomed to see them, like on the internet or in pictures, those are typically the North American gray, and they are much larger. So he can, but probably likely won't get as large. And there's probably several reasons behind that. But aside from that, because of what he is a slightly smaller subset of, or a subspecies of the gray wolf. So he may not get as big as a big male gray here, like you would see in the United States. And I hate how he stands like this. I was just saying this a minute ago. He's not very stretched out, so he looks kind of really tiny. But he is a big boy, believe me. So he may grow a little bit more. I've watched him over the last couple weeks. He has, I think he's grown maybe an inch or so, maybe in length, and probably about another inch or so in height over the last maybe month. And he's still got about 4, maybe 5, maybe 6. Like I said, they stopped growing around 2 years. So he could get a bit taller and he could get a bit longer. It's really just in his specific DNA, like what's in his body and how big he will actually get. Hey, Hazel, there's a shout out for you. Let's do some sirens. Like, woo! Hazel's in the house. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Yeah, he is very pretty, but like back to the coat thing, like, it is something that people, one of the first things that people notice on him, and it is very pretty. Oh man, I tell you, like I said before, it's like it would be cool to have, to blow up and have a 2 or 3 million subscribers, like even 1 million subscribers would be great. But again, like that's not my goal, is to be, like I said, it'd be great, could make some money and have a good time doing it, but it's more about the education. See, now he's got a really good wolfy pose going on here. His front legs could be a little closer together, but now he's got his back stretched out. His back feet are not parallel with each other. One's further offset than the other. His front feet could be a little closer together, but he doesn't really care much. So he's got a good pose going on right now. What are you listening to? And you can see how big that mane or that cape is around his neck that goes down about halfway through his back. What do you see? Oh, he sees something. He sees something close in the woods. What are you looking at? What are we looking at? I don't know what he's looking at, y'all. What do you see, Bubba? Yeah, he's twisting his head. Oh, I think he hears something. That's what he's doing. When canines twist their head, I know everybody thinks it's really cute when they twist their head. They're actually doing it to adjust the sound in the way that it's coming into their ears. So it's more of a hearing thing and not more of a cute thing like a lot of people think it is. Oh, nice. Well, that's good because as over the last couple of days, I had like 735, and then over the last couple of days, I've lost several people because I don't post anything really. So I guess some people are like, "Well, screw this." But I appreciate it. Appreciate to see the number go back up to at least about where it was. Yeah, so he's excited. I don't know what he's listening to, but he's circling the kennel and listening. Yeah, that's right. They are. They're cute. And everybody thinks it's like, oh, look, he understands me. And not that it can't be for that, but typically it's because they're adjusting the way the sound is coming into their ears. Their ears are shaped the way they are for a reason. They're like big dishes or cones. That's to channel all that sound inside their ear in a certain way. So they move their head to adjust that. Yeah, you can't really do anything about it. Thank God I've never lost that many, but as you can see, I'm grateful that I had a couple hundred people actually subscribe, and that's more than I thought I would ever get. So, I'm grateful for that, but if I lose them, it's usually a little handful, like one or two, or sometimes it'll be a handful, a couple, 3, 4, 5, something like that, but it's whatever. I bet if all the subs I've lost over the last maybe 18 months or however long this has been going on, I think I've probably lost maybe 100. So I might be closer to 900 subs now if I hadn't lost all the bots or whatever they were, people just unsubscribing. Still not as popular as you, so I forget what, 43,000, whatever you're at right now. I haven't checked in a while. But I do peek in on your page though. I do sit out in the trees and peek in once in a while to see what you're doing, just in case you're wondering. So I got dvorak as a brand new puppy. You can take them from mom. Typically, mom will not let you get near their pups for at least the first 2 weeks. So most people will get their hands on them between 2 and 3 weeks. However, that's also depending on the breeder and how they've been raised. Some breeders wait until about 6 weeks to get them to you. I got dvorak at 5 weeks old. So he was a teeny tiny little baby. Like I said, he is 20 months. He just turned 20 months old. Yeah, he is all about the sound. You can see him. He's working the entire kennel, listening and looking. But I've had him ever since he was 5 weeks old. So, and that's the only way to raise these animals properly, is to get them as a little baby. And begin the first day you get them, you've got to start doing it all. You can't wait and think, oh, I'll just enjoy the puppy, do the puppy days and wait till he gets old. No, you got to start doing everything day one. Yeah, no, it's definitely an insane number for sure. I don't know how some of these guys, blow their channels up, but I think there's a large majority of people that have these big channels and they're I don't know, like they play the game, they're not like, it's not real. So, like I told you, it's never been about, how many subscribers I can get or whatever. So it'd be nice to have, but it's not anything I was ever banking on. Well, you were solid about all this noise, huh? And I don't hear anything. It's quiet as can be out here for me. But, he can hear for 6 miles, so he's hearing something that's getting to him. You're okay, baby. I don't know. I think he's worried, honestly. This is kind of anxious behavior because he is patrolling the entire kennel. He's looking, he's listening. He keeps moving back. He has a corner back here that he loves to sleep in. He feels safe at. He keeps moving back here to a safe space where he feels okay. So this is a very much a defensive and anxious posture that he's displaying here in his home, his kennel. I don't hear anything, baby. I'm not sure what's bugging you, sweetheart. Say, look, now he's going to pace the fence. Let's see if he turns and does the other side. Now he's going to stop since he hears stuff from over there. Well, nice seeing you, Hazel. Thanks for subbing. We will see you later. All right, y'all. Well, we're, 51 minutes is longer than I expected. I wasn't expecting to be out here for another hour. So now we've been out here for 2 hours. I've been out here for 2 hours, boy. I got stuff to do. I got to get your dinner ready. And then I got to bring you inside and feed you. But I'm happy to hang out for another couple minutes if anybody has any other questions or wants to ask anything. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up and go inside. It is starting to get chilly. You can see the sun is kind of peeking over the ridge there, starting to go down. So it is starting to get chilly. I do appreciate everybody that has stopped by, though, this evening to hang out for a little bit. Oh, did we get a howl? I don't know. We'll see if we can get one out of him since he's anxiously. I'm not sure what like I said, I don't know what he's listening to, but he hears something because he is not, this is not typical for him at all. You want a howl? Oh, come on, you lazy butt. He's being lazy. He's not being very loud. That was like a quiet howl. I don't think he wants, I think he's, again, like I said, I think he's in this like protective mode right now, and he doesn't want to give away his position, I think is what he's doing. Because he is not, that was a very quiet howl. It was like, I could barely hear it myself. Yeah, little howls. He's usually very, I mean, like I said, he's not like a monster size, but his howls are something else. He really belts them out now. I hear them clear through the house. I can hear them, you know, pretty much anywhere I'm at, I'll hear them. He can really belt out some music now. But you can just see this anxious behavior he's got going on. I'm guessing either he hears something or he sees a predator. Even though he doesn't really have any predators, he sees something that he recognizes as not okay. Which I'm not really sure because I don't see anything. But apparently he does. Yeah, he is. He's definitely pacing. That's why I said he doesn't. The only time he paces is when he wants to come inside. And he'll pace right back and forth right here a little bit. But not much. Like I said, 5 minutes, maybe 10 if he's really, really anxious and really wants to come inside. But he'll stop. After 5 or 10 minutes, he'll come and he'll lay down here, go to sleep or whatever in his house. So it's not a big deal. But he is, I don't think I've ever actually seen him pace and walk the kennel and listen and do as much as he's doing now. I mean, what's he been doing this for, 10 minutes? You okay? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll keep an eye on him there for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't see anything, so I guess we'll find out. Nothing happens, then nothing happens. I'll let you know. I'll tell you what, I'll post it in the community tab. If I figure out what it is, I'll let you know. But I don't see anything and I don't hear anything, so I'm not sure what he's so anxious about. smoke, maybe? No, I don't know. I don't see anything. All right, well. Yeah, no, I'm glad I could. I thought, like I said, I thought I would, it's been a little bit, so I thought I'd jump on and see if I could catch some people and just say, hey, let you guys see dvorak for a bit. You know, usual BS on Sunday afternoon. But again, I thank you guys for stopping by. Dvorak thanks you as always, don't you? Yeah, you thank everybody, huh? You thank everybody, don't you, baby? All right, well, I am on my, so as usual, I'll say goodbye to you as I walk out. I'm on my way out. I don't think now that I'm here by myself for the holidays and kind of permanently until everybody comes to visit, I guess, is how that's going to be. You'll be okay. Is how that's going to work from now on, I guess, since I'm here alone now. So maybe I'll hop on a little more often. Maybe I'll shoot for once a month or every other month or something like that. Just to let you guys catch up with old dvorak here. All right, as usual, guys, take care. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Be kind to one another, for Christ's sake. We got one life to live. Stop being so damn miserable. Love y'all. Appreciate you guys for being a part of the pack, for tuning in when we do get online. But again, take care. And until next time, pack, I'm out.